everyone. Thank you for coming to Deb Chanel's 40th World, where we do the bold and the beautiful soap opera reviews and recaps. Okay, today was it was like 4th of July with all the fireworks and everything. It was just like pop, 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 bang, 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 pop, 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 all that kind of stuff. Gave me complete life. Okay, woo. Anyway, the heavy hitters for today's episode is Quinn, of course, Steffi and Reg. Mr. Forrester laying there like a little angel in the hospital bed. We got Liam starting up his little mess. We got Rick and Maya. We have Brooke. We have Nicole. We have Carter and Zende. Those are our header hitters today, and all of them did justice in their roles that they played. Okay, the summary that they give us, they have Eric's family holds a vigil by his bedside as doctors determine his prognosis. Ridge makes it crystal clear to Quinn that she is no longer welcome in the Forrester mansion. Okay, Ridge nearly need to stop. Okay, we were crapping off on yesterday's episode where Ridge is showing Quinn the marriage license and it's not signed, and she's no longer welcome in their family's compound, mansion, however you want to see that huge estate. Okay, then we go to Steffi and Liam are talking about Wyatt and Quinn and Eric and this, that, and the third. And they really don't need to be sharing no opinions towards each other. They just really need to go to the moon and never return. Okay, that's how insignificant they both are. Then we have Rick and Maya, Zende, Nicole. They're all at the hospital paying a visit to Eric and Zende. And Nicole goes in to visit first at his bedside. But first, I want to make a point that why is Zende here? Why is he here? And why is he acting like, oh, okay, well, nobody really gets better that I love or whatever. My mother, my real mother, my father, they died and, they didn't, come from their health issues and just that. I'm like, okay, this plot and this episode is not about you, Zende. It's not showing me your acting skills because they're kind of weak. Okay, you need to fall all the way back. And the whole thing about you dragging Nicole in there to see your granddad. No, boo, you supposed to went in there and saw your own granddaddy. Nicole is not your little rock to lean on because you're not suffering. You made this predicament for your granddaddy by not following his wishes. Okay, so you need to do better. Moving on from that joker. We go to Maya and Rick. They're embracing each other because Rick, of course, is blaming himself, which he should, because he is the youngest son of Forrester. Eric Forrester is who I'm talking about, and he should know better. He was born in the bloodline and all that. It oozes Forrester blood. So I guess I don't know what I don't know, the mixture between Brooke and Eric. Okay, I could see Brooke spazzing out and him getting some of her genes and stuff of that nature. But it is what it is. But Rick needs to he needs to sit down somewhere too, because I'm tired of his pity party that he having for himself as well. Then we go to Zende. Zende is talking to his granddad, being very excited about the Dodgers, the baseball games, and all of that. And he just goes into a dark place. I'm like, just take your dark self, dark place, dark everything out of the room because you're just sucking the life out of it. You're just sucking the life, Zende. So I didn't too much care for the part they had Zende play because he's just looking like a fool. But anyway, we go to Steffi and Liam. They're still looking crazy when Carter comes in at Forrester Creations, the studio that they house for their creations of their apparel, looking for Ridge. And, of course, Steffi is there talking about, oh, yeah, she's summoning him to come on in. He's not interrupting anything like she's some queen on some castle or whatever. But anyway, they tell him that Ridge is over at the Forrester mansion throwing Quinn out. And Carter look at them like they're crazy. I mean, he look at them very intensely, like he's worried. But he doesn't really say anything at this particular time during this particular episode. Or scene, I should say. Then we have Ridge is still giving the movers orders and reassuring Quinn she is moving out today, not tomorrow, and possibly forever out his father's life. I'm like, Ridge, do you have a moral compass within your body? How? You just made the man. You were the ringleader, you and Steffi. of this pledge to get Quinn out of your father's life. And look what he did. The man almost had a heart attack, but it was worse than a heart attack. He had a blood vessel bust in his brain, man. Like, what part do you not understand? Fall back. Exit at stage left. Go to another country. Okay? Give some space between you, Quinn, and your father at this time. Because you still not acting right. The man fighting for his life in the bed. Trying to catch up on some much needed rest that he definitely needs. Wow, the situation works out itself. And the only thing you doing is stirring the pot. You and Steph, I wish we can put y'all both in a pot and cook y'all to stew meat. But anyway, whoo. Okay, Rick is sitting at his father's bedside. Okay, we go to a commercial, we come back. Then we have Rick sitting at his father's bedside. Rick is giving us a memory in his brain when his dad gave him an engraved watch for doing a good job with the Forrester Creations market and how he's building revenue for them on a financial portfolio perceptive perspective, I meant to say, when his dad, and then he's remembering when his dad supported him at his wedding, and just a lot of things. His dad was there for him, regardless of how he was acting and his behavior and his demeanor was sucky city. You know what I'm saying? He still was there for his son. And he's calling himself crying and carrying on, and Brooke is crying in the background, tears falling. She could cry at the drop of a hat, or it might be Vaseline sliding down her face. I don't know. But she had the epitome of a grieving family member, okay? And she's reassuring that Rick, that his father will prevail. He will come out of this situation of a sleep phase he's in, and he will be back the man that he knew him as, so he can continue to be mentored by him. Okay, then we have Carter. Carter's talking about Eric's personal finances and other property and assets very mildly with Liam and Stefan. Then we have Quinn is having small, major talk with Ridge about Eric and his well-being. And, Ridge is so wrong for doing what he's doing when he and Stefan pretty much both put Eric at death's door. And she keep trying to tell Ridge, to back off now. Because they're going to see that little switcheroo, the two personalities we all possess, our good side. And then we go get all ratchet and down dirty, taking the gloves off, ready to fight. You know what I'm saying? Or putting the gloves on, ready to box, I should say, and TKO somebody because they stepping too close to some territory that's definitely being marked off. Like, do not cross this barrier, or you will suffer the consequences. And we're talking about negative consequences, people. Okay, so she told Eric, she gonna fight for him, and anybody try to take him from her, they gonna have a serious problem. So she's slipping back into her bad ways of thinking, but I'm already here for it. I'm like, get him, Quinn, get him, girl. I'm on team Quinn. Slip them, slap them, rub them down, and then punch them out. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about, girl. But then we got Ridge is talking to Quinn about his power of attorney, and Quinn just looks like she wants to just throw up on him, just regurgitate everything she have in her body on his behind, and hopefully it be like poison where it just simmers his butt down. But anyway, we go to commercial. We come back. We have the doctor reevaluating Eric and his medical conditions in front of Brooke, Rick, Maya, Zende, and Nicole. And he's very worried that, the wife is not there so he can give her the news of what he's, no change, still stable. But he wanted her to be here so he can give her the information himself. But somehow Nicole feel like she part of the family. And she said, well, we'll tell her when she get him. But Rick was kind of, side downing her in a way. And I'm like, suck it up, Rick. That's why your dad is in the hospital now, because y'all drove him to this state of being. So you need to stop making those kind of side punches or below the belt punches on Miss Quinn, okay? Because that's probably the only reason why he's trying to fight is to return back to Quinn, and they both go live in their lovely minds of pure joy and bliss with one another, okay? And leaving y'all ass out. Okay, ass out in the company, ass out in the family, just everything. Money being stricken, privilege being taken away. That's what I'm talking about. Woo, I can't wait for Eric to wake up too. But anyway, we go to Ridge and Steffi. They're excited about getting rid of Quinn once and for all. They just sitting there like Cheshire cats. Like they don't got everything they want, and they just, in the midst of all the millions and all the prestige and just everything. They just like, ooh, they way over themselves. Ooh, I want their bubble to be bust and it just runs out slowly so they can feel every painful moment. Because really, Ridge and Stephanie needs to be taught a lesson that they are not the be all, it all, and that they can be knocked down several notches. Okay, and that's what needs to happen. They need to be humbled. In this situation, when Mr. Forrester do wake up, he need to take care of them, do some do work on their behinds. Okay. Then we go on to Quinn. Quinn shows up at the hospital and sees the family in Eric's room. And she's pretty much saying, what happened? Did anybody get any news? My husband, this, that, and that, and the third. And they all looking at her like she crazy. I'm like, all of them need to have something just fall on their head like some slime. When you don't say it the wrong answer to something and something just engulfs you. That's what need to happen to them. They all need to get a fresh bucket of water, the ice water challenge poured on their behinds. And, just let us just look at them get drenched and drenched and drenched. So they wake up out their madness. Okay, how do they feel they can control somebody else's relationship and they don't want nobody in they cookies and cream in their relationship? You know what I'm saying? I just can't understand it. I just can't. I'm like, where's that big old stick that when somebody performs bad on stage, you just whoop it around them and just pull them out? That's what we need right now. That big old stick on a clown. Whoop! I can't take it. It's too much, guys. It's just too much for me. Whew, okay, calming down, digressing. Moving back to the situation at hand, she asked for some a long time because they side eyeing her, you know, saying her Eric's not a possession and this, that, and that. She don't own him, and Brooke getting her little 2 cents in. We need to subtract Brooke's 2 cents and then leave her with negative, because that's what she's going for in my book right now. Negative. I'm tired of her now. They need to send her back with Bill. Do some more, do work over there and get her son back off into military school because he messing up around now too. But anyway, we move on from that situation. And, after Quinn, kind of really tell them that she needs some time with her husband. They don't been here, too many folks in the room. And hell, she just tired of looking at them because they just remind her of, she ain't worthy to have somebody like Eric. You know what I'm saying? But she done gave her proof that she's going to stay with Eric and she's going to fight for him until she can't fight no more. And that's just where this story going to roll. And then she's going to have the upper hand sooner rather than later. Okay, so she goes and pretty much lays on Eric's chest after everybody, go on out the room and let her have her alone time. And we go on into a commercial. And then we come back and we have Zende calling himself don't want to leave his granddad because his granddad never left his side. Okay, it's a sweet touching mood and appearance sake. Zende, but you need to go home. I'm tired of looking at you too. You're getting ridiculous. You're not a little boy anymore. You're a grown ass man. And then you didn't sit and come to your grandfather's wedding. So Eric, after 6 years, oh Lord, take Zende away for a few episodes. I can't stand to look at him no more because he's just ridiculous. I can't take. You're gonna make the storyline about him. Talking about, nobody really gets well in his family, his immediate family before he got adopted and this, that, and the other. And, he just get on my nerves, y'all. Oh, what the writers, they failed in this plot with him. But anyway, moving on. We have Rick is acting up again, putting his feelings in the situation, trying to say, hey, that, hey, he just get on my nerve too. Everybody don't got on my nerve. I'm like, did they not understand why Eric basically got in the hospital in the first place? Everybody left him alone. They didn't show up. Only person is Ivy, and she's been giving her reprieve. Okay, she solidified. Anything happen to Eric, I'm sure she's gonna have some money and some power and a position up in there when Stephanie and Rick keep acting up. His behind gonna be out too. But anyway, Carter comes over, last and final scene, to see what Ridge is doing over there. He can't believe Ridge done packed up this latest mini Quinn stuff, having it hauled out and this, that, and the third. And, just putting her out on the street like she ain't nobody. He's like, man, you can't do that. Then they were like, why we can't do that? Steph was like, well, what's this? It's a problem or something. So he pretty much give them truth slapped up all sides their faces and head. That look, you are not the power of attorney no more. Quinn Fuller is. We only have her name as Quinn Forrester, y'all. We have it as Quinn Fuller, and we know she that every day, all day, okay? And especially in Ridge's eyes when he's throwing that unsigned marriage license around in her face. Oh, we got her government maiden name on that sucker, a power attorney. So it really doesn't matter if she's married or not. Okay, in their eyes, she still get to control all his assets, all his property, all his well-being when it comes to the care of his medical condition. So Ridge and Steffi are just like ass out. I love it. It was a beautiful, beautiful scene. Woo! It was just too good, guys. Too good to be true. So now we're gonna see Dangerous Quinn come up, that dark side woman, and she gonna be kicking butts and taking names, okay? And I'm just like, get them all out the company. So when your husband do wake up, he can like, okay, babe, I was gonna do that before I phased out and hit the floor. But I'm glad you did it. But did we say Ivory job? Did we say Ivory job? Cause she the top of my list. She the top of my list. She my niece. But hey, ain't none of my family working right now. Now I don't care about none of them right at this point. You know, I made my riches and I'm going to continue to do it. All right, baby. But anyway, y'all, that was The Bold and the Beautiful that aired for, where are we? Tuesday, October 4th. October 4th. Okay. So I look forward to talking with you tomorrow about this episode. And we're going to keep riding this choo-choo train, y'all, because it's hot, hot, hot. You know what I'm saying? Woo, somebody give me a drink. Anyway, pieces and blessings. Goodbye.